Hello, everybody. Welcome to the not NBC, the ESPN Sunday Night Baseball Game of the Week here in Southern Florida between the Atlanta Braves and the Florida Marlins, 1993, using replay baseball. Starting pitchers for today's game: Charlie Huff, the knuckleballer, will be on the mound for the Marlins, and for the Braves, it'll be Greg Maddux, 20-game winner. Greg Maddux, as a matter of fact. There you see the lineups, the benches, and the bullpens. Joe Robbie Stadium card is right there. I've got the score sheet to the side. All the player ratings are inserted there. We got the dice, so I think we're just about ready to go without a whole lot of other fanfare. And since we're doing replay baseball, I'll put the pitcher second instead of the batter because that's the way it flows. And Otis Nixon will lead things off for the Braves. He's a switch hitter, batting left-handed against the knuckleballing Charlie Huff. 4-6 is an 18, and a 4-6 is a second baseman. For the Marlins, that is Rich Renteria, and he's a 3. So that gives us a total of 21. And 21 with the infield back says single off the fielder's glove, but there is an asterisk. So we're going to the very first play. We'll be going to the umpire chart, where the umpire can either call him safe or out. It's that close of a play. So when it gets to be that close, we go to our little chart right here under the 21, which is the result we had. So 1 or a 6, and Nixon is out. 2 through 5, he beats it out and gets the leadoff single. It's a 5, so he does beat it out. So Otis Nixon is aboard with a leadoff single to start the ball game. Now, I am doing automated steals. There is no asterisk by that number 18, so it's assumed that he did not get the jump, and we'll just carry on from there. And Jeff Blauser, shortstop, will be up for the Braves to face Charlie Huff. And for Blauser, on the 93 season, he hit .305, 15 homers. Infield halfway for the double play, 5-2, so 32. 5-5 is a 4, total of 36 in column 5, and that is a strikeout. 32s in column 5 are just like 36s in column 6. They are automatic strikeouts no matter what, and Blauser just fell prey to that. Here comes Terry Pendleton, third baseman. Huff, 1-5 is a 2. 1-5 here is a 3. Total of 5. That is a strikeout. So Huff baffling the Braves hitters with the knuckleball so far. That'll bring up right fielder David Justice. And Otis Nixon still sitting at first base, cannot get a jump. Hope the red die missed, so let me re-roll that. Don't know how that happened. 3-5 for Justice is a 30. 3-1 is a 2, total of 32 in column 3. And that is a line out to right field, hauled in out there by Whitmore, and the Braves are down in the top of the first. They get a leadoff single from Otis Nixon and nothing else. Takes a while to get this marker going here. So they get nothing else, and we go to the bottom of the first. It's Braves nothing. Marlins coming to bat, and Greg Maddux, who is a ground ball pitcher. That's what these little second and shortstop things are here in column 6. If we roll a red 6 and a blue 1 or a blue 2, then it's no longer going to be a home run possible check with a fly ball. It's going to be a ground ball, and everything's going to revert back to column 4, both on the batter card and on Maddux's card. So it'll be grounded to one of the infielders, specifically second or short. According to this. But I believe if it's 6-1, we're going to go to the first baseman because it would go to change to 4-1. So at least that's the way I would play it. All right, coming up for the Marlins, it'll be Carl Everett, a very young Carl Everett. He only had 19 at-bats in the season, hit 105, but he did start this game in center field. So apparently I'm not seeing on the roster Chuck Carr, so he must have been injured at this point. So Everett is taking his place. A little PDF cutout card that I made. Or not made, but Replay made it. I just cut it out. So Maddox, Everett. 1-3 is a 1. 1-5 is a 2. Total of 3. That's a strikeout. So Carl Everett out on strikes, and that brings up the third baseman, Alex Arias. At this point, Magadan has already been traded to Seattle for Henry Cotto. So Henry Cotto is on the bench for the Braves. No Magadan. 1-3 for Arias is a 4. 1-6 is a 2. Total of 6. That's another strikeout for Maddox. Strikes out the first 2 he faces. And it brings up second baseman Rich Renteria. So the first 3 in the Marlins order is not exactly going to put fear in the pitchers. 3-6, that's the left-right split. And righty against righty is going to be a liner to short. Circle that one. First time that's come up, and we'll keep track of it throughout the game. Nothing for the Marlins. They go down in order. We go to the second. No score from Joe Robbie Stadium. And Ron Gant will lead off for the Braves against Charlie Huff. (1-4) is a 35. 1-3 is a 3. Total of 38 in column number 1. And a 38 in column number 1 translates to a ground ball to third. So easy play for Arias as he throws out Gant. 1 down, and it's going to bring up Sid Bream. (3-1) is a 31. 3-3 is a 2. Total of 33, and that's going to be a line out to center field. Out number 2. Had that been a 34, that would have been a double, but Huff hit these 2s instead of these 3s and 4s. If that blue die had been a 4 through a 6, that would have been a double. But Huff was able to get the correct roll he needed. And now Damon Berryhill is up. 2-4 is a 60 with a 4 on it. That 4 is static because it's not under the orange coloring, so the 4 will stay the same. 2-1 is a 3, total of 63. But the blue die also tells us who fields it or who attempts to field it. And on a 60 on a column 2, it turns into a 61 when you add the 3 here actually turns to a 63. So that means a 1 is a left fielder. In this case, that's Jeff Conine. And Jeff Conine needs a 5 or better range to field this. Unfortunately, his range in left field is only a 3. So that will be a double for Damon Berryhill, as Conine could not get to it. And it was not in orange, so the ballpark could not take that away. So now, interesting development in the National League type games. Coming up is Rafael Belliard. First base is open, and the pitcher, Maddox, is on deck. But Belliard's only a 228 hitter. Maddox hit 165 by himself, so I think they're going to go ahead and pitch to Belliard and take their chances. 1-1 is a 25. 1-5 is a 3. Total of 28 in column 1. A 28 in column 1 is going to be a single off the pitcher's glove with a possible error. Runners advance 1 base. Pitcher recovers but may throw wildly. Roll against pitcher's error rating. If the roll is higher, batter and all runners advance an extra base. Charlie Huff's error rating is a 55. So that has to be a 56 or higher to be an error. It's not 23, so it will not be an error. It will just be a single off the glove. So Belliard will reach on the single, with Berryhill taking third base. But now there's 2 out still. No runner in, and Greg Maddox PDF'd his personal batting card and using that instead of the one that's generically done for Replay Baseball. He would have been hitting off pitcher hitting card number 3, but here he's got his own card, and we'll go with that. 6-3 is a 36. That's a strikeout in column 6 automatically, and the inning is over. So Charlie Huff ran into a little bit of trouble, but got through it. And Braves leave 2 on. We go to the bottom of the second. No score from Joe Robbie. And Jeff Conine will lead it off for the Marlins. 1-2 is a 1. 1-1 is a 1 for a total of 2, which is another strikeout. And boy, Greg Maddux is loving these column 1 results. He's hitting those strikeouts left and right. Here's Orestes Emotional Destrada. He's going to see what he can do against Maddux. 3-5 is a 12. 3-3 is a 2, total of 14 in column 3. It's a line out to third. Snagged by Pendleton, 2 down. As Destrada tried to go the opposite way, and Pendleton was ready for him. Here's Benito Santiago. I did not realize he played left field. Thought he was always catching, but apparently he played a little bit in left field. Or maybe he was out in left field. I don't know. 4 1s and 11. That's an error check. 4-4 is the shortstop. So we're checking the error chances of Jeff Blauser. And Jeff Blauser's error rating is a 46. So higher than a 46, and we have an error. It is not. So Jeff Blauser makes the play, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down once again for Maddux. We go to the top of the third. No score from Joe Robbie Stadium. Charlie Huff back out. We'll be facing the top of the order, Otis Nixon. Nixon singled his first time, but was stranded on the base paths. 6-6 is a 7, and he does get the asterisk here, so that means he's going to be trying to steal. 7, he automatically gets a hit. 6-4 is a 3, makes a total of 10, so that's automatically a hit. And since there's an asterisk there, he will get a chance to steal, and we'll go to the chart to check out the pitcher hold rating, catcher defense, and see how they combine to try to minimize the running game. Charlie Huff hold rating is a 3. Benito Santiago is also a 3 as a catcher. So we go to our grid. 3 and 3, the number we're looking for here is 36. 36. So we come here to the asterisk. If the dice roll is equal to or less than the stolen base defensive rating, the runner holds. So if it's equal to or less than 36, he has to hold. 37 or higher, it will be a stolen base. It's a 43, so it'll be a stolen base for Otis Nixon. So Nixon will single and steal second, trying to set the table for the big boys. He's in scoring position with nobody out for Jeff Blauser. First time up, Blauser struck out on one of those wicked Charlie Huff curveballs. And I'll try to minimize the number of times I put the chart in front because I don't want that to affect the focus. All right, here's Blauser. 2-3 is a 16. 2-4 is a 3 for a total of 19. That's a fly out to center field. 1 away. It talks about a runner on third moving up, but there's no reference on a runner on second going to third, so presumably it was not deep enough for that to happen. 1 away, and Terry Pendleton, your batter. Pendleton also struck out his first chance. Whoop, that's a Sua dice. We'll re-roll that. 2-6, and we're in this ballpark card for the first time. Column 3, this out or single result right here. The 4 on the 2-4 is going to be a 3, so we're going to keep that number there. Well, that's almost irrelevant. The 4, what we really need is who the fielder is. And a 4 means it's the center fielder. So in this case, that's Everett. That's not good for the Marlins. Everett's range is only a 2. Right now, this is a 3, but it's going to change based on this currents. But according to this, the lowest it can go down to is a 2, so this is going to drop for a hit either way. However, if we get a 62, if we get a 5 or a 6, and this changes to a 62, then you're looking at who knows what. But at least it's going to be a single, most likely. In fact, it's guaranteed to be a single. That's a 6. It's actually changing to a 62. So this 55 changes to a 62, and then we had the 3 over here making a 65. So that's actually going to be driven toward the gap in the outfield. And we'll see if this might be extra bases. Looking at the column 2 result on the 65 or higher. It says If outfield's defensive rating is not higher than the raised number, the ball falls for a double. Runner advances 2 bases. Scoring from first if speed is higher than outfielder's arm or with 2 outs. With less than 2 outs, then there are less than 2 outs. Batter stretches hit to a triple if third base is open and speed is higher than outfielder's arm. Well, we know Nixon's going to score. It's just a matter of whether Pendleton can extend this thing to a triple. His speed is a 3, and the arm rating of Carl Everett is also a 3. So it's the same. So it's not higher than that. So he cannot extend it to a triple. He will keep it at a double. But it's an RBI double for Terry Pendleton, and the Braves grab a 1-0 lead on the double by Terry Pendleton. That'll bring up Justice. 2-3 is a 2. 2-6 is a 4. Total of 6. That's a strikeout. Justice out on strikes for out number 2. And that brings up Ron Gant. He grounded to third base his first time up. 2-6, and we're back on the same exact result right here with a 3, which could change based on what happens here. The 6 means this time we're looking at the right fielder, Darryl Whitmore. Better chance for the Marlins. He's got a 4 range rating. So if the D6 is a 1 or a 2, it will keep it below a 4 and he will make the catch. If the D6 is a 3 through a 6, it's going to drop in for a hit. So the Marlins need a 1 or 2 to get out of this. And they got it, a 2. It's going to make that a 3, or keep it a 3 rather, and Whitmore's a 4. So he will make the play and save a run. Nice play for Whitmore. Braves do get a run, but it could have been a lot worse for the Marlins. Whitmore saved him a run right there. We go to the bottom of the third. Now 1-0 Atlanta. And you got to figure the Marlins are going to have trouble scoring against Greg Maddux. And as happens so often, guy makes a nice defensive play. He leads off the next inning. It just happens a lot for whatever reason. Whitmore is your batter, followed by Weiss and Huff. 1-2 is a 1. 1-3 is a 1. Total of 2. That's another strikeout for Greg Maddux. His 4th strikeout of the game. 7 of the 7 outs have been strikeouts. Here's Walt Weiss. Walt Weiss is your batter. I thought I had printed out the PDF of Charlie Huff's pitching card, but apparently I have not. I thought I did, so I may have to use the generic card. It looks like I will have to because I'm not seeing anything for Charlie Huff, so we're going to need to pull his... After this at bat, I'll pause the video and we're going to pull his batting card, or a generic batting card. He uses number 1. Not a very good hitter, obviously. 5-4 is a 3. 5-1 is a 1. Total of 4 in column 5, and that's a grounder to short. Blauser right there, 2 down. And now Charlie Huff is the batter. And I'm going to pause the video and get his batting card, or a generic batting card. Okay, I thought I had his pitcher hitting card, but obviously I did not. So he's going to use pitcher hitting card number 1. He's not a very good hitter anyway. Not much of a chance against Maddux. 4-6 is a 1. 4-6 is the second baseman Belliard, and he will make the play easily. 1-2-3 go the Marlins. And through 3 innings of play, it's 1-0. Favor of the Braves. And Charlie Huff will come back out and see if he can pitch better than he hits. Sid Bream steps to the plate to start the top of the 4th. He flew to center his first chance. 6-1 is a 16. 6-2 is a 2 for a total of 18. It's a deep fly to left. Hauled in out there by the left fielder Conine for 1 away. I'm going to bring up the catcher Damon Berryhill. And kind of an odd thing with Greg Maddux, he never seemed to want to team up with the main catcher on the roster for years, Javi Lopez. He would not have Javi Lopez catch him. Greg Olson was the regular catcher, but apparently he wants to, and it could be because Berryhill used to be with the Cubs as well, so maybe they had a relationship there, but he was notorious for not having Javi Lopez catch his games and always using the backup catcher. So, but this one could be because Berryhill used to be with the Cubs, same as Maddux. I'm not sure. I don't know the whole story behind it. Berryhill did double his first time up, and now he's got a chance to do even more. 6-5 here for Huff is a 4. So right now the 9 and the 4 is a 13, which would be a home run, but we're going to column 6 at Joe Robbie Stadium and see what we get on the die and see if that changes. That's a 5, so that turns this into, he's a switch hitter batting left. That's a 10. So it goes from a 9 to a 10, 10 and a 4. There's a 14. That is long, and that is gone. Damon Berryhill, because of that 6-6 Apple-like home run right there. And Charlie Huff, knuckler didn't knuckle good enough. And it's now 2-0 Atlanta. Here's Belliard. 3-3, and we're in the ballpark card again for a base hit right down here. The 6, 3-6 is a 4, so we're going to add whatever we get. We're going to add 4 to it. Right now it's a 5. That would be a total of 9 in column 3, which would be a single. But if this number changes, then it might not be a single. But most likely because that's a 4, it probably will be. But we'll roll it and see what happens in column 3. It's a 6. That changes to a 62. And I think on that one down here before, I accidentally read this when I should have been reading that. So, don't know if I messed that up or not. I may have. But we'll have to drive on anyway. All right, so a 6 in column 3 is going to change this to a 62 in column 3. So a 62 in column 3 compared with the 4 there is a 66. 66 in column 3 is a line drive single to center. Runner advances 2 bases. But there are no runners on base. It's just a single for Rafael Belliard. So Belliard with the single, and with 1 out, Greg Maddux could bunt if we so chose. He has a bunt rating of 1. And a bunt rating of 1 in replay baseball is the best you can have. So they're going to go ahead and have him bunt. The corners are in. We get a 6, which according to this, with the corners in, is a good sacrifice bunt. The 3 is the first baseman. So Orestes Estrada will just tag Maddux coming up the line. 3 unassisted. Belliard will take second. 2 down, and Otis Nixon steps to the plate again. Chance to do some damage. He's 2 for 2. And Maddux is now at second base, by the way. Well, not Maddux, but Belliard. 3-1 is a 31. 3-2 is a 2. Total of 33. And that's a line out to center field to end the inning. So the Braves get 1 on the Berryhill homer. And they take a 2-0 lead over the Marlins here at Joe Robbie Stadium as we go to the bottom of the 4th. And back to the top of the order for the Marlins. Carl Everett will lead it off for the Marlins. He struck out his first chance. (6-2). 6-2 is a 36. That's a strikeout automatically. Nothing going to change there. The only thing that would have taken it away, if the blue die had been a 1 or 2, then that would have taken a 36 away. So I guess when I say 36 is an automatic strikeout, that's not 100% correct. A ground ball pitcher can move it over to column 4. So I do stand corrected on that. But in this case, the blue 5 puts him down here, so it will be a strikeout. So 1 away. Carl Everett is retired, and here's Alex Arias. 3-3, and we're in that shaded area again. 3-3 here is a 2, so we're going to add 2 to whatever we get here. So right now it's a 5, but that can change in column 3 right here in the bottom. That's a 1, so that's going to actually drop this to a 2. So the 5 will drop down to a 2, and the 2 we already had here makes that a 4, and that's going to be a short fly out to right field. So that time Joe Robbie took a hit away from the Marlins, as Maddux was the beneficiary of a 1 there instead of like a 6. So that's 2 away. And Renteria, who lined to short on that left-right split, his first chance. 1-3 is a 4, 1-3 is a 1, total of 5. It's another strikeout for Greg Maddux, and he is just rolling along. 4 innings in the books here at Joe Robbie, and it's 2-0 Atlanta. And Charlie Huff back out. will be facing Jeff Blauser. Blauser 0 for 2. 3-6, that's another left-right split. And again, righty against righty is a liner to short. Second time that's happened. This time it happens to the Braves. First time it happened to the Marlins. So each team falls victim to the left-right split. Here's Pendleton. 1-4 is a 35. 1-2 is a 30. I'm sorry, 1-2 is a 3 for a total of 38. And that's going to be a ground ball to third. Easy play for Arias for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down for Justice, who is 0 for 2 in this game. Did hit 40 home runs on the season, but he's 0 for 2 in this one. 3-3, and we're back to the shaded area again. And a 1 is a 2 here, so we're going to add 2 to whatever we get to this number. That's a 2, so that means that's a 3. So this turns from a 5 to a 3, and this is a 2 to make it a total of 5. And that's a short fly to left to end the inning. So again, that time Joe Robbie took the hit away from Justice, so maybe it evens out. Nothing doing for the Braves. They go down in order. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still 2-0 Atlanta. And Jeff Conine will lead off against Greg Maddux. 3-3 is a 32. 3-2 is a 2, total of 34 in column 3, and that is a double to right field, and there goes the no-hitter. Greg Maddux had the no-hitter going until just then, and now we get a double to lead things off from Jeff Conine. And that'll bring up Orestes Estrada. 1-1 is a 1, 1-4 is a 1, total of 2, which is another strikeout for Maddux. So 1 away, and here's Benito Santiago. Grounded to short his first time. 3-1, and we're back in the shaded area again. The 1 here, 3-1 here is a 2, so we're going to add 2 to whatever we get here. That's a 6, so that's going to be a 62 plus a 2 is a 64. And that's going to be a line drive single to center field. Runner advances 2 bases, so that will score the run. And the Marlins are on the board. So that time, Marlins Stadium, not too well for Maddux because he hit that 62. And that gave him the hit. Conine will come around to score. RBI single from Benito Santiago, and the lead is cut to 2-1. So back come the Marlins, potentially. Still only 1 out for Darrell Whitmore. Santiago is at first. 1-1 is a 1, 1-5 is a 2, total of 3 for another Greg Maddux strikeout. 2 down for Walt Weiss. Now first base is open. Well, no, it's not open. My bad. So they will not walk Weiss. They will pitch to Weiss. 1-6 is a 45. And that's going to be a strikeout again because the infield was back with 2 outs. So another strikeout for Maddux to end the inning. But the Marlins do finally break on the board. And after 5 complete, it's 2-1 favor of the Braves here at Joe Robbie Stadium. Oh, and I did have a Charlie Huff hitting card. It was stuck to Walt Weiss, I think. So next time we will be using the Charlie Huff batting card. I was pretty sure I printed him. I printed all the other starting pitchers. I don't know why I wouldn't have printed him. So we'll pick it up for the next at bat, assuming he stays in the game. But right now, Ron Gant steps to the plate. 5-1 is a 4. 5-6 is another 4. It's a total of 8, and that will be a leadoff walk to Ronnie Gant. So Gant draws the leadoff walk. Sometimes leadoff walks are bad omens for pitchers. Sid Bream is up. He's a pretty good double play candidate, though. They can get that column 4, but they did not. They got 60. They got 6-5, which is a 36, which is a strikeout. So that certainly helped. 1 away, but here comes Berryhill. He has been a nemesis for Charlie Huff. He doubled in the 2nd and homered in the 4th. So Huff's got to figure out a way to get Damon Berryhill out. 5-1 is a 3. 5-5 is a 4. Total of 7. And that's going to be another walk. So he still can't get Berryhill out. Now runners are at first and second. 2 walks in the inning issued by Charlie Huff. That knuckleball is missing its spots. And little Rafael Belliard is actually 2 for 2 in this game. Who would have thought that? But he's 2 for 2. 5-6 is a 2. 5-2 is a 2. Total of 4. And with the infield halfway, it's an out at second, runner's advance. So it's going to be a ground ball to short. The only play is to second base for the fielder's choice. 6-4. Belliard will reach. Gant will take third. And now Greg Maddux can help his own cause. 2 outs, runners on the corners. And Charlie Huff has to get Greg Maddux out, no doubt. 2-4 is a 2. 2-2 is a 3. Total of 5. That's a strikeout to end the inning. So that'll keep Charlie Huff around a little bit longer. He gets through it. No damage done. Still 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. And Charlie Huff will stay in the game to bat against Greg Maddux. He grounded to second his first time up. 6-4, he's going to strike out this time because we didn't hit the 1 or 2 on the blue dive. We'd gone to the ground, we'd have gone to column 4, and the 6-4 would have changed to a 4-4. It would have been a ground ball, but in this case, the strikeout will stand. 3 strikeouts in a row for Greg Maddux going back to last inning. Here's Carl Everett. And I'm not going to make substitutions until the 7th, so we're going to let the starters keep going at least through the first 6. 4-3 is a 6. 4-2 is a second baseman, Belliard. Belliard is a 3, so that's a total of 9. And that's just a simple ground ball, 4-3. 2 down for Alex Arias. 6-4, and that is a 6. 6-4 over here is a 2, total of 8. And 8 is a single to left field. So Alex Arias with a base hit. Base hit for Alex Arias. 2-out single. Brings up Rich Renteria. Rich Renteria. 4-5 is an 11. That's an error check. 4-1 is the first baseman Sid Bream. So we'll check Sid Bream's error rating. Sid Bream, pretty good fielder, showing as a 55. So this has to be a 56 or higher to be an error. And it's not, so it's going to make the play. He'll flip to Maddux covering. Goes 3-1 officially as Bream flips to Maddux covering first base to end the inning. 6 innings in the books here in Florida. It's 2-1 Braves. And now we'll check and see what's going to happen with Charlie Huff. His fatigue is 6 innings and 25 batters. He's faced 27. But they did let him hit to start the inning. So if you're going to let him hit to start the inning, you got to bring him back out to pitch. So he's going to come out, but the bullpen is active. They do have double barrel action. Chris Carpenter, a right-hander, and Joe Klink, a lefty, both loosening in the pen for the Marlins. Nixon, 3-5 is a 3. 3-2 is a 2, total of 5. And a 5 is going to be, in column 3, a short fly to left field. 1 down. That'll bring up Jeff Blauser. 4-5 is a 1. 4-2 is second baseman, so that's an easy play by the second baseman Renteria. 2 down for Terry Pendleton. Pendleton's 1 for 3 with a double. 5-3 is a 3. 5-5 is a 4. Total of 7, and that's a walk. So a 2-out walk to Terry Pendleton. And now that brings up Justice. And I believe, are they going to make a move to the bullpen? I believe they will. So Charlie Huff's night is complete. He will leave going 6 2/3 innings. No double switch. They will just take him out straight. And coming on will be left-hander, the Colonel, Joe Klink. The Colonel, Joe Klink. for the Marlins. He will be on. So Klink and Huff goes 6 2/3. All right, Klink to Justice. Klink to Justice after the reaching of the base by Pendleton. So here's Klink to Justice. 1-3 is a 2, 1-2 is a 3, total of 5. That's a strikeout. And so Klink did his job, kept the Braves off the board, keeps the score at 2-1, closed the book on Charlie Huff. He's going to go 6 2/3. He's going to give up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got him unofficially for 7 hits. He did walk quite a few. 1, 2, 3. I've only got him for 3 walks. I thought he had more than that, but I only got him for 3 walks. Strikeouts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. See, 1, 2. Make sure I don't count Klinks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 strikeouts. Okay, got it. 2 runs. They were both earned. Gave up the 1 home run to Berryhill. And unfortunately, he's on the short end of the 2-1 score. But the Marlins still have a chance to come back. Greg Maddux back out. He can go 8 innings, so he's no problem at all. Braves won this game in real life 6-3. So it's not going to be Ron Gant. It's going to be Jeff Conine. Let's get the right team out there. Jeff Conine scored his last time up. 2-1 is a 50. 2-1 is a 1. Total of 51. It's a grounder back to Maddux. 1 away. Conine is retired. Here is Orestes Estrada. 2-2, and that's that vaunted 11. There's nothing you can do to stop it. That is a base hit. So base hit for Orestes Estrada. 1 out single for Estrada. And that'll send up Benito Santiago. He singled his last time up. No action in Atlanta bullpen. They're sticking with the best they have. 3-3 is a 14. 3-4 is a 3. Total of 17 in column 3. That's a double to the center field gap. So a double to the gap. Runner advances 2 bases, or we can check with the third base coach. So we may be looking at the third base coach to see if they can bring home the tying run. There is 1 out. So the double, according to the book, the double went to center field. Center fielder Otis Nixon. Let's see what his defense is. Otis Nixon is a defensive rating of 5 in center field. Or his arm, rather. Let's look at his arm, not his rating. His arm is a 2. It's not very good. His arm is a 2. The run rating of the run on first, Estrada. Let's check his run rating. His run rating is also a 2, so it's the same. So it is the same, but if it's a throw home from center field, you move right 1 column. So it would be on the 0, but instead it's going to be over here. So they're going to send the runner. A 12 he holds, 10 he's out, everything else he will score. And that's an 8, so he will score. They get the extra base. And just like that, the double from Benito Santiago has tied this ball game. Estrada comes in to score. We are tied at 2. Charlie Huff is now off the hook. And now Maddux may be on the ropes. Who would have thought that when the game started? Here's Darrell Whitmore. And now the bullpen activity is going for Atlanta, as they have right-hander Steve Bedrosian loosening. Whitmore, 3-2 is a 2. 3-4 is a 3. Total of 5. And that's going to be a short fly to left field for out number 2. So Whitmore is retired. It brings up Walt Weiss. Klink is on deck. First base is open. They want to pitch around Weiss and force the Marlins to go to their bench, and their bench is not very productive. Cotto 250 is the best they've got. So they're going to actually give an intentional walk to Walt Weiss, and that will precipitate a pinch hitting move by the Marlins, and they will go with, actually they're going to play the percentages because we don't know the averages ahead of time. So they're going to play the percentages and go with the lefty Greg Briley to pinch hit for Joe Klink. So Briley will pinch hit and try to give the Marlins the lead here in the bottom of the 7th. 4-5 is a 17. 4-4 is the shortstop. Shortstop is Blauser, and Blauser's defense is a 3. So that's a total of 20 in column 4 with the infield back. And that is a ground out to first, but it's also a 20. So we're going to the umpire chart again, like we did the very first part of the ball game. Only this time it is reversed. If it's since we're in the 20 column, a 1 or 6 is safe. Everything else is out. So he's out. So that's going to end the inning as Blauser makes the play. Marlins do tie the game, and at the end of 7 complete from Joe Robbie Stadium, it is a 2-2 ball game here from Joe Robbie, and it looked like Maddox was in control and the Braves are going to walk away with it. Lo and behold, the Marlins have other ideas. So now the Marlins will go to their bullpen, and they will bring on right-hander. Actually, they're going to go to right-hander Richie Lewis. So Richie Lewis is on for the Marlins, and he'll be facing Gant, Bream, and Berryhill. Klink's day is done for the Marlins, so he can go over there. All right, top of the 8th. I didn't stretch in the 7th inning stretch, and I probably should have, so I'm going to stretch now and fix this whatever problem is for the focus when I keep moving those books in the way. So let's fix that before we get going any further. And Richie Lewis will be facing Ron Gant. 2-2 tie, top of the 8th. 6-3 is a 36, and that's a strikeout. So Ron Gant out on strikes to start the inning. Sid Bream steps to the plate. He's 0 for 3. 3-5, that is a 3. 3-5 here is a 2, total of 5. And that's going to be a fly to left field, 2 down. Sid Bream 0 for 4 on the game. Here's Berryhill. He has doubled, homered, and walked. So with 2 outs, he needs to get something going for the Braves. 2-5, that is a 16. And a 2-1 is a 1, total of 17 in column 2. That's a strikeout with the bases empty. So Berryhill out on strikes, and Richie Lewis pitches a 1-2-3 top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and it's still 2-2. Greg Maddox is still in there. He has faced 27 batters. He can face 29 according to this. And due up, it'll be Everett, Arias, and Renteria. But since we're later in the game, we are allowed now to go to the bench. Or at least that's the way I'm playing it. And Henry Cotto will come in and pinch hit for Carl Everett. So Henry Cotto will come on. That leaves Nadel, the backup catcher, and Polidor as pinch hitters. But right now it is Henry Cotto, and actually Cotto will stay in the game to play center field in place of Everett. So Henry Cotto, the center fielder, and his rating is a 3.3 and a 33 versus a 2.3 and an 11. So a lot better defensively. So Henry Cotto came over from Seattle in the trade for Magadan. He will lead off against Maddox. 2-2, and there's that dreaded 11 again, so that's a base hit, but there's a plus sign there, so that means he's going to have to steal. He will have to try to steal. And we have not done the grid for the Braves defensively. Maddox's hold rating is only a 2, not very good at all. Berryhill's catcher defensive rating is a 3. So a 2 hold and a 3 is a 33. So the magic number is 33. So if it's a 33 or less, he's caught stealing. It's higher than 33, he's going to steal it. It is not. They do catch him, so he's caught stealing. Tried to do something maybe more than he should have, but that's the way it works. And the caught stealing is going to go 2-4 as Belliard puts on the tag. Nice throw by Berryhill. 1 away, and here comes Alex Arias. 2-4 is a 55 with a 3 on it, which stays static because there's nothing in orange to change it. The blue 2 is with the 55. The blue 2 is the center fielder, Otis Nixon. So Otis Nixon needs a 4 or better range to catch this. And in center field, Otis Nixon is a 5. So Otis Nixon will grab that very easily. He covers a lot of ground out there in center field. 2 down for Rich Renteria. 4-1 is a 1. 4-3 is the third baseman, Pendleton. And that's going to be an easy play. 5-3. That's going to do it for Maddox. His day is done, or night is done. He goes 8 innings. And he still has a chance to win it if the Braves score in the 9th, because they will pinch hit for him in the top half of the 9th. So Maddox's day is done, or night is done. I keep saying day when it's a Sunday night game. So Maddox is out of there. And we need a pinch hitter. But first things first, Belliard is the leadoff hitter to face Richie Lewis. But if you're looking at the Atlanta bench, you do have Neon Deion Sanders sitting there looking like he might be wanting to do something. And he's probably the best they've got. Well, Bill Pacota's a .323 hitter, but he's right-handed. So playing the percentages, you want to go to the lefty. So looks like Neon Deion might be pinch hitting here. Lewis to Belliard. 6-5 is a 31. 6-5 is a 3. Total of 34 is a short fly to center field. 1 away. And now here comes Neon Deion Sanders. He will pinch hit for Greg Maddux. Close the book on Maddux. He goes 8 innings. I'll give you all of his totals when the inning is over. Right now, Sanders. 4-1 is a 1. 4-5 is a shortstop, so an easy play for the shortstop, Walt Weiss. And Neon Deion is retired. 2 down very quickly, and that'll bring up Otis Nixon. 4-1 is a 2. 4-4 is a shortstop, and another good play with those low numbers. They're easy plays for Walt Weiss to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Marlins could walk this thing off, and they lead it by the score, or they have the score tied rather at 2, but a chance to walk it off. Now, coming up for the Marlins is Conine, Destrada, and Santiago. That's a righty, switch, and a righty. So let's see who the Braves might want to go to. That's going to be all for Richie Lewis. He goes 2 innings. Did his job magnificently. Let's see what's going to happen here with Atlanta. Who do they decide they want to go to? Not a save situation. McMichael had 19 saves, but it's not a save situation. Stanton had 27 saves. They're going to go to Greg McMichael. So Greg McMichael is going to be on for Atlanta. What I can remember about him, a little bit of a sidewinding action. Not submarine, but a little bit coming at you from the side. Best I can recall. We'll finish up the numbers here on Maddux. He's going to go 8 innings. And he's going to, of course, give up the 2 runs, which were both earned. No home runs. Check his walks. He walked just the 1. It was an intentional walk to Walt Weiss. That was the only walk he had. Strikeouts. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 strikeouts. And the total hits allowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got him for 6 hits. So 8 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs all earned, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts, and Maddox now has a no decision. So now the pitchers of record are Richie Lewis and Greg McMichael. And Lewis, of course, closed the book on him. He went 2 innings, and he struck out 2, gave up no hits or walks or anything with 2 strikeouts. All right, so Conine will lead off the bottom of the 9th against Greg McMichael, trying to walk it off for the Marlins. 4-3 is an 18. 4-4 is the shortstop Blauser. He's a 3, so we're back to that 21, which is a umpire check. A 1 or a 6, he is out. Anything else, he will be safe. He's going to be safe, so Jeff Conine beats out that infield hit. Blauser wasn't quick enough to get it over there. Conine 2 for 4 now with a base hit. Conine runs at a 2, not very well, but they don't have a whole lot left on the bench to go to. Polidor, let's see, does he even play the outfield? No, he's an infielder, plus he's not that much faster, so they're just going to leave it with Conine. Normally you'd bunt in this situation, but Orestes Estrada is a terrible bunter, so they're going to go ahead and let Estrada swing away. 5-1 is a 4. 5-4 is a 2, total of 6. 6 is base on balls, but with runner on first only, it's 2-ball count. So it's going to be a 2-ball count. No walk. Estrada will swing. 3-4. That's the first chance we've had at a rare play the whole night. And we hit it right here. That's a 4, so it's a comebacker to the mound. And McMichael has the chance to either throw out Estrada or Conine. They both run at a 2, so he's going to go for the lead guy. If he rolls a 3 through 6, the lead runner is out. A 1 or 2, and Estrada beats it out. It's a 4, so they do get the lead dog. Conine is out. It's going to go 1-4. Estrada reaches on the fielder's choice. So Estrada is on for Benito Santiago. And Santiago had that big double to tie the game in the bottom of the 7th. So he's 2 for 3 in the game, looking to do damage. 6-3, he will not. That's a 31 plus 1 to 32. That's going to be a pop to third. Pendleton is there, 2 down, and we're 1 out away from free baseball. Darrell Whitmore is your batter. Whitmore is 0 for 3. McMichael 6-5, 36, that's a strikeout, and we are going to extra innings here at Joe Robbie Stadium. And I would not have thought that when the game first started, because it looked like the Braves are going to run away with this. But we are now in extra innings, and the Marlins need a new pitcher. And they're going to go, well, it's not, you can't have a save situation anymore, so you might as well go with Brian Harvey, the best you have. See what he can do. Brian Harvey is in. Now, well, he's mainly a 1-inning guy, so we're not going to do a double switch or anything. He's just going to pitch the 10th inning. That's his job. Simply to pitch the 10th inning. So Harvey is on. Face Blauser, Pendleton, and Justice. Scheduled hitters. Unless the Braves want to go to the bench, but not for Blauser. He's a 305 hitter. Although he is 0 for 4 in this game, so they could go to the bench possibly for Lemke and then move Belliard to short. It's a possibility. Lemke only hitting 252, but he is a switch hitter. So they're going to pull Blauser and go with Lemke. Lemke a much better defender too at first base, or at second base rather. So Lemke is going to pinch hit, stay in the game to play second base, and Belliard will move to short. So Belliard will take over at shortstop, and coming up here to play second base is Lemke. So that's what we got there. Lemke, the switch hitter, stepping up here in the top of the 10th. Against Brian Harvey. 4-5 is a 1. 4-3 is a second baseman. That's an easy play for Renteria. One down. Brings up Terry Pendleton. But if nothing else, the Braves did enhance their defense. 3-1 is a 4, but it's in the shaded area. 3-3 is a 1. So we're going to add 1 to whatever we get here. And we get a 1. So that's going to be a total of 2 with the dice roll of 1. So we get a 2 here and a 1 here for a total of 3. And it's going to be a dribbler in front of the plate. Santiago all over it. 2 down. For Justice. (3-6). That's a left-right split, but it's a lefty versus a righty, so it is a base hit. And we got the first base hit via a left-right split in this game. I believe that's the third time that's come up. First 2 times it went to the pitcher. This time it goes to the hitter. So Justice is aboard with 2 outs for Ronnie Gant. Harvey 3-4. Another chance for a rare play. And we get a 5, so this time it is a rare play opportunity. Rare play with a runner on base, on first base, and two outs. So runner on first and 2 outs. Roll the 2d6s, add them up, we get a 7. So a 7 right here. Runner on, let's go, run on first. We get a 7, and there's 2 outs. Grounded to third base. Third baseman fields the ball and throws to second for an inning-ending force play, but his throw is off target. Roll 1 die against second baseman's defensive rating. If die is higher, runner's out at second base. As second baseman makes a great stretch for the throw while staying on the bag. If die is not higher, throw pulls second baseman off the bag. Runner is safe with an E3, or E5 rather. So we're going to check the defensive rating of the second baseman, Renteria. And if we roll against his defensive rating, if the die is higher, then he's out. If the die is not higher, then it's safe. So let's look at the defensive rating of the second baseman, Renteria. His defensive rating is a 3. So if we get a 4, 5, or 6, the play will be made. There'll be no error. If we get a 1, 2, or 3, it's going to be an error. That's a 2, so it's going to be an error. It's going to pull him off the bag, and they will charge Alex Arias with an E5. And that's going to keep the inning going. The inning should have been over, but that error will keep the inning going. Keep the inning going. Make sure the focus is still okay. All right, it's going to keep the inning going for Sid Bream, who is 0 for 4, but he is a veteran, 260 hitter. So they're going to leave him in there. 3-6, and that's a good thing. That left-right split comes up again. Second time in 3 at-bats, and that will score the go-ahead run, because on that play, everybody gets 2 bases. All the runners get 2 bases when you hit that left-right split. So that's the way that works. 2-base advancement. 2-base advancement. It says runner on first with a 1 or 2 speed would stop at second, but Ron Gant has a 4 speed, so he will make it to third base. Will Gant. But the run scores. It's an unearned run because of the error earlier, but the Braves now lead it by the score of 3-2. And Mike Stanton, their closer, is loosing in the pen. So Berryhill now the batter. Runners at the corners. Harvey's trying to get out of it the rest of the way and not have anything else happen. 6-4, it's a 51. That might be trouble. 6-4 is a 51. 6-2 is a 1. Total of 52 in column 6. And that's going to be a line drive to right field. The K will not factor in this. For column 6 K grades, you have to be on a different number. So you have to be 32 through 36 to have the K grades come into play. But we are way above that. We're on 52. 52 is a line drive hit to right field. Runners advance 1 base on the single, chance for extra bases. So 1 base on the single which means the runner on third is going to score automatically. Gant. Bream doesn't run well, so it's not likely he's going to go to third, but we'll see what it says. Let's see. Roll one die against the outfielder's defensive rating. His die is higher. It's at least a double. All right. The right fielder in this case is Whitmore, and his defensive rating is a 4. So if we roll higher than a 4, then we're looking at extra bases. We do not. So it stops at a single. It is an RBI single for Berryhill. He's got to be the player of the game. He's doubled, homered, and singled, and driven in 2 runs. And the Braves now lead it 4-2 here in the 10th inning. 4-2 here in the 10th inning. And Mike Stanton is definitely loosening in the pen for the Braves to try to close it out. Belliard's your batter. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. 2-1, and that's a 31. And a 2-3 is a 1, total of 32. And that's going to be a ground out back to the pitcher to end the inning. There is an X. It says change final result to a 24 if it's before the 7th inning. So it's not before the 7th inning, so we're not going to change that. It's going to stay the way it is because we're in the 10th. But the Braves pick up 2 runs here in the top of the 10th, and now that looks insurmountable. They lead it 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 10th. Brian Harvey take it in on the chin, but I mean that error is what cost him. He should have been out of the inning, in all fairness. So now Mike Stanton, the closer, coming in for the Braves. He had 27 saves for Atlanta. He is scheduled to lead off the inning, but we're not doing any double switches. If we go to the 11th, then that means Stanton's ineffective and will come out anyway. So Stanton is on. Get the numbers on McMichael. He went 1 inning, gave up a hit, nothing else, and got a strikeout. But McMichael is in line to be the winner. Harvey is in line to be the loser if things don't turn around for the Marlins real quick. All right, it's going to be Weiss, a pinch hitter. And then Cotto. So the pinch hitter is going to be Bob Nadel, the backup catcher, because he's got a better average than Polidor does. So it's going to be Weiss, Nadel, and Cotto. Not exactly putting fear in the pitcher's eyes, I don't believe. But anything can happen. Right now, though, it's Walt Weiss. He'll lead it off against Stanton. Turnaround bat right-handed. 1-1 is a 2. 1-4 is a 1. Total of 3. That's a strikeout. So Mike Stanton strikes out Weiss, and that'll bring up Bob Nadel, pinch hitter, backup catcher. 1-2 is a 35. 1-2 is a 1. Total of 36. And a 36 in column 1 is a ground ball to third. Pendleton all over it. 2 up and 2 down. And last chance is Henry Cotto. Cotto pinch hit for Everett and did get a single his first time up. Was caught stealing, though. 6-4 is a 21. And a 6-6 is a 4. Total of 25. And 25 is going to be a long single to the outfield. Batter has the option to try for a double, but you're down by 2, so I don't know if you want to risk anything. See, 1-4 on the red die is safe with a double. Let's see here. You'll roll a red and a white die. If the red die is a 1 through 4, he's automatically safe. If the red die is a 5, he's safe if the white die is not higher than the speed. His speed's a 5, so it's pretty good risk. They're going to go ahead and send him. 3, he's safe with a double. So Henry Cotto keeps the inning going with a 2-out double. And now the tying run comes to the plate, and Alex Arias, and he made that infamous error at third base. That was his doing, and he's trying to atone for it right here. He's 1 for 4 on the game. 2-3 is a 16. 2-3 is a 2, total of 18. That's a fly to center field, hauled in by Otis Nixon. And the ball game is over. The Atlanta Braves survive. What should have been an easy game turned into a lot tougher than what they thought. And in extra innings, The Atlanta Braves defeat the Florida Marlins by the score of 4-2. We'll come back with the totals and get you set up for next Monday night. Or Sunday night, rather. All right, final line score here from Joe Robbie Stadium. Atlanta Braves win it by the score of 4-2. 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors for Atlanta. 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for Florida. Winning pitcher was Greg McMichael. The loser is Brian Harvey, and the save goes to Mike Stanton. So, interesting game there. Looks like the Braves are going to blow it out open early, but the Marlins gave them a tough fight. And next Sunday night, we will be at the stadium, Yankee Stadium, for the Oakland A's against the New York Yankees. That will be the game next Sunday, and that will be the final game before the All-Star break. So, Oakland and the Yankees. There will be no 1993 All-Star game because I'm not doing the 93 season per se. I'm just doing the game of the week on Sunday night, so I'm not going to worry about doing an All-Star game on that. I'm just going to let it go and drive on. I will be doing an All-Star game on the 75 inside pitch season, so that will definitely be an All-Star game. I will not be doing an All-Star game once I get to that point in the Yankees 2022. Won't be messing with an All-Star game there. The only All-Star game I'm going to do is going to be the 1975 inside pitch NBC game of the week because I am playing out that whole season. I'm technically doing here with the 93 as well on the computer. So maybe, I don't know, I'll have to think about it. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I will have to think about it. I've got to see when the All-Star game was played in 93. It might be the Tuesday after this game, so the game next week. I don't know. Probably not. I want to save up my All-Star energy for that inside pitch game. So, replay baseball 1993. Braves, after blowing a 2-0 lead, come back to win it 4-2 in 10 innings. Player of the game, Damon Berryhill. He was 3 for 4. Single, double, and a home run. Also walked. Scored a run, drove in 2. And really, his hits really made the difference in the ball game. So that's going to do it from Joe Robbie Stadium, home of the Florida Marlins. Next week we'll be at Yankee Stadium for the Oakland A's and the New York Yankees. Next video on the channel will probably be either Monday or Tuesday, most likely Tuesday, and it will be the New York Yankees 2022 payoff pitch replay. It's either going to be the games against Toronto, or I may play those offline and start up with a series in Chicago against the White Sox. Haven't decided on that yet, but I'll figure it out by then and see what's going on. And I may have something going on with History Maker Baseball 2021. I may decide to do something with that. After all, I got to see how much time I've got, and I don't want to get overextended, but I may do something with that because I had so much fun with it last time I played it with the Padres. So I may do something with that. We'll wait and see. Maybe a what if or something like that. We'll have to wait and see. But that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Replay Baseball. It's definitely a fun game. I definitely enjoy it. It's different, of course, than Stratomatic or Payoff Pitch or Inside Pitch, which is one of the reasons why I enjoy it. It has its own little niches, or whatever you want to call it. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.